So the last thing I want to speak about this week is when should you read your Bible? Now, if there isn't a specific version that I say a person has to read, and there isn't a specific book of the Bible a person has to start with, and there isn't a specific way or a medium that a person should read the Bible, then there's not a specific time a person should read your Bible. Sometimes people recommend doing it first thing in the morning. It's a great way to start off the day. But the truth is, some people's mornings is a mad rush, and it doesn't work. Some people say, well, it's always got to be right at a certain time in the afternoon, so that way I for sure do it, and it's set, and I have that quiet time. And some people say, well, it's before you go to bed. Everything's peaceful, everything's quiet, you're wore out from the day, and you can just focus. But that's all individual preference for individual people. The only thing I would suggest is that when you go through and you read your Bible, that you should do your best to make it consistent. It's way more important to be consistent than what time you do it. I know somebody who reads first thing in the morning, and that's just what they do. They pull out their phone. It's not necessarily a study time. It's more just letting God speak. They pull out their phone, and they just read a few verses of the Bible. And that works for them. It is their time to make sure that as they get out of bed, they don't let the news and everything else get in their head. They're able just to focus on God. And that's fantastic. I know some people who their time to read is right before they go to bed. For whatever reason, they don't have time in the middle of the day. Their life is hectic and crazy. And once when the kids go to bed and everybody goes to sleep, then that is their time. They're able, and not only that, they're able to read with their spouse because everybody else is so quiet that they're able to focus on what God has said to them. And they're able to read as a couple. Now, as for me, I like to read right when I get home after work, finishing out my day that it's just kind of quiet. My wife comes home, there's not a lot happening. And so we're able to read together before everything starts that afternoon with all the chores and everything. There's this moment where it works for us. So that's my only challenge with you is it's not what time to read your Bible because one way only works, but instead what works for you. What can you do to make sure God has this consistent time, that God has your attention and your focus to speak into your life for that day and the next day and all the days to come?